My boss thinks I'm an idiot. He spends every late night at the office in a hotel with my wife, then comes in the next morning and critiques my work performance to my face. He has no idea that I've been BCCing myself on every single one of his private emails for the last 6 months. I'm not just losing my marriage. I'm building a case that will put him behind bars. It started when my wife Megan suddenly got a promotion as my boss's personal assistant. I knew Greg was a snake, but I didn't think he'd move into my home life. For months, I had to sit in board meetings and watch them exchange secret glances across the table. I'd come home to the smell of his expensive cologne on our sofa. I wanted to scream, to throw him through a window, but I knew if I reacted now, she'd take half of everything in a no-fault divorce, and Greg would just fire me. I had to play the long game. I acted like a clueless, hardworking husband while I slowly gathered the rope to hang them both. While they were busy at work dinners, I was actually doing Greg's job. That's when I found it. Greg wasn't just a cheater. He was a criminal. He had been funneling company pension funds into offshore accounts to fund a lifestyle Megan thought he was paying for with his salary. He was using my wife as a proxy, putting her name on the shell companies to keep his hands clean. He wasn't in love with her. He was setting her up to take the fall if the feds ever knocked. I had a choice. Save the woman who betrayed me, or let them both sink. I chose the third option. Last Tuesday was the annual company gala. Greg stood on stage, bragging about our record profits, with Megan smiling by his side. I waited until the CEO took the mic. Then I accidentally synced my laptop to the main ballroom screen. Instead of the quarterly growth slides, the entire company saw Greg's offshore bank statements and the flight tickets he'd booked for them to flee the country next week. But the kicker? I included the private messages where Greg told his lawyer he was planning to dump Megan the moment they landed and pin the entire fraud on her. Greg was arrested before the dessert was served. Megan tried to come home that night, but I'd already changed the locks and served her with papers using the fraud evidence as leverage. She walked away with nothing, and Greg is facing 20 years. Moral of the story? Never mistake a man's silence for his ignorance.